Hello, Odd Job Doer here. And today's little adventure we got is a switch, which I don't think I've done this before. In fact, I'm not too sure if I've even done a normal switch. But this here is a three-way switch. When I say three-way, it's just on and off, but you can see it's a fatter switch. On the back here, there's basically two hots and a COM communication right here. And so what this does is you have one light at the end of one hall, another light at the, or not light, but switch at the end of one hall, another light switch at the other end of the hall. Then you have like, one or a few lights in between that when you flip one side of the switches here up, it turns lights on. If you switch the other switch off or on, or off, I guess I should say, it turns them all off. And if you have this, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, these are pretty handy. But you need to have some precautions because you just can't usually replace this with a standard light switch. Most light switches don't have a third screw to it. They just have two here. So, you have your I think, if I remember right, you have your white and your COM going into one, and then your hot going to the other one. And you switch it, it makes the link through the light and then comes back to the switch. And no, stretch that. I think for a standard light you have actually a hot go into the switch, and then a hot come out, and your white usually is tied together. I think that's how that usually runs. This right here though, the same thing. You have your hot to hot, and then a COM here. So I'm thinking about to have 4 wires, but let's look in here. First thing I want to do though is kill the power off at the circuit breaker, because let me tell you a little story here about a guy. He was working on some electricity stuff. He ended up, even though the switch is off here and he's working on the light outside, yet ever so slightly here burnt his screwdriver, melted right there, see? And after that, luckily it didn't stick to the wire, but tripped the breaker. That's why you have the circuit breakers now in the circuit breaker box, and left a kind of a sharp part here that, if you have this ever happen to you, take a file and you can ground it down, make it smooth again, so you don't cut your hand up or fingers up. So back to what we're going to do with this, and to do this, I got a circuit breaker sniffer. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this unit here, this one here, it has prongs on the bottom, has a light on top when it's plugged into an outlet, and I'm going to add this adapter here, which goes for 2 prongs to 3 prongs, like so. I don't know if I've ever shown this before, but then I have this here, a socket adapter with 2 prongs. Right, and screws in. So I'm going to take out, plug it in like that. I'm going to take out the light bulb and just screw this in where the light bulb goes. First thing I do is I flip the switch to see if it works. See, it doesn't, and if you look real closely here, you can see this switch here, it's a little bit black in there, and part of that is because someone or something ran into the switch here and kind of broke the inner workings of it. Now, I know that the other switch works, so I'll go ahead and hit that real quick. Right, and so light bulb in the middle of the hall, I'm going to go ahead and take the shroud around it and the bulb out, replace it with this unit here, and then flip the power back on, and this here, be hard to see, but this here will show that it's red there. So after that, we'll go out to the circuit breaker box with the other part. So that there is installed, and maybe you can see on top here, you can see a red light there, right? Right there. Now I got the sniffer part. I'll take that outside to the circuit breaker. Okay, pull this little tab down, or slide it out to me with one hand maybe. Alright. And there we go, circuit breaker. Now, this part here is the sniffer, you see. It has a little nose on it, a button on and off. battery, like so, and you push it. It does beeping. And you go up to the breaker and you run it down from top to bottom. And do it again. So it's hitting on that 40s up there. It doesn't seem quite right. Alright, so I'll check another place. Push to hold until it goes off. Now, there's another breaker that I know for this place, so let me go check the other breaker. Okay, so we got a different panel here in this garage little sub panel. I'll zoom in there and we'll start over. And actually I'll go with the left side there. Got it beeping. No, how about here? Interesting. So none of those. Might have to hit that 40 and see what it does. But it shouldn't be those lights. So if it's on those lights for the 40 out there, what that should mean is it feeds another panel, and the panel is like a 40 amp, spread out breaker like this here. But this is showing 60/30, which could be one of these bigger ones down here, down here. Yeah, so that might be a 30, that might be a 60. Might be. Actually, I did say 30 on it. Maybe that's the 60. Anyways, whatever the case is, this isn't helpful. Then we got room lights and cooler. So, back to the other panel outside. Okay, and there you can see that the light here has been turned off. I'll go ahead and unscrew this unit if I want to. Got the right breaker. The right breaker was actually a 15 amp at the top of those 40s, which makes sense. 15 amps for wiring for lights. Now we get to the broken switch. Okay, so it goes something like this. Right, I took bottom screw out, take the top screw out here, this panel, and then sometimes these covers likes to stick. Now, case in point here, I don't know if you can hear this, but this thing pushes in some. It's real wobbly. The new one goes click, 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 right? Wobbly and weak, pushes in. This one here doesn't really push in. So whatever hit this probably broke the center part in there, but we'll take care of it. So, got some long screws here to probably take out. I like to loosen the top or bottom, either one, and then work my way back and forth a little bit. Let's see here, got a little paint. I'll get this out and get back. Okay, so we got it out here, and right now when I pull it out a little more, you can see that there's a crack in the housing here, and there's a red wire over here, and the black screw, and so there's the common, or communication, not common. Common is back in here, these two white ones. Those are your commons, your white ones tied together. And then you have two hots. Although in this case here, I'm not too sure. I see a black one there, a black one here. So this could be your two hots, and this could be your communications. Then, deep back in there is a ground wire, which is not hooked up to this light switch for some reason. But you know what? We're going to hook up to the next one. Maybe it's changing codes. I see nothing about that. And the box itself feels like a plastic one. So, ungrounded light system is what we got here. Now, I'm going to double check this stuff here. It does say stuff on the bottom of it there. It's hard to see. But basically, I'm just going to unscrew these here and pull them out, keeping in mind where they go. Okay, so that there just goes in straight to that one. The one I really need to know of is which one is the communication. That's it. If I know which one that is, I know the other two are hot. Let's see now. Flip it around here. And this one here. Pop it out. I'm glad to see a red wire in here because that should be it. Here. Some of them do have press in, buttons. So you got to push in here to release it. And I don't think this is going to do it. So I'm going to find something else that can fit in here that you press in and release it. So basically another smaller screwdriver. Probably can't even see that from here. I hate, maybe not hate. There we go, a little more light to it. So you can barely see it here, right here. You got to press in there to release these wires. It's quick for installing, but I really do like the screw version. So let me get something else to put in there. And we'll be right back. It's probably hard to see this, but I've got another screw over here. Just insert in this place here, and pull out the wire. There. Now then, we'll study this thing real quick in some light and see what it's all about. Okay, so just what we discovered here is that this one up here by itself is the common. So it's right here, hard to see. And I believe that's where I pulled the red out of. And these two down here, these are both hot. Right, you can see that it's broken, so that's not good. Now on the new one, same thing pretty much. You're going to have a common, and this one here it happens to be a black screw. And then brass and brass is your hot. And look, there's a ground on this one too. So we'll be using that. I'll be reaching here and retrieving this ground wire, which is usually bare copper or green. In this case, just bare copper. And just around, push it back in there. So we just need part of it hanging out here. Right. And now I'll get to wiring it. Alright, so that's quickly escalated to a more complex thing here. We got wires here, black, black, red, ground, commons, neutral. So what I want to do here is we'll go to the other box. On the other voltage, I took that switch off too. Okay, so now we're here. And this one here comes out and actually it's tied to two of the blacks. I'm pretty sure it's going to be the hot that generates electricity for this whole circuit. Red again, another black again, and all these commons are tied in the back here, and there's probably a ground tucked in here too somewhere that I'm going to reach in there and pull out. Come here, ground. We'll need you here in a minute. Okay, ground. Now, the thing here is, one thing that I noticed when I pull this thing out, this thread has a split in it. So bare wire's there, and we don't want that. So I'll be wrapping that with some wire, which may confuse the next person. See how far it goes back. It doesn't go too far back. About where my finger's at. So I'm going to, without anybody touching this, and all these wires separated, go click on the breaker, and we'll get the tester out here. Oh, look at that. I got a light here too. Alright, so our friend the tester. So if you have one of these, make sure you test on a good circuit. So make sure it works still. Otherwise, my hypothesis is this one with all the blacks tied together is going to be the hot coming into this thing. So I'll go ahead and put my negative on this ground over here and tap that one there. Yep, and it lights up. So I can capture some camera. Right. Nothing else lights up, so that's good. That there's hot coming in. Now I'll go back to the other side and test all them. Okay, let's see here. Get the same kind of setup going here. ground, nothing, nothing, nothing. Now then, there's a few things we can test. Before I do anything like that, I'm going to go ahead and pull the fixture off the wall. There's only one of them. And look at those wires. But first, breaker back off. Particular one, a lot of them have a single bolt, screw, whatever. Take that off. And this right here is going to pop off. But I'm going to actually, since it's painted on, I'm going to cut around it with a knife. We'll find a knife here. Okay, it's pretty simple in here. 2 wires from the fixture. One's going to the white common. That one's going to a hot black. Now then, which hot black goes to this one? Who knows? So to start with, we're going to do a little fun here. On the switch, down over here, I'm going to connect this one here, which should be off right now, to this red. And check it on the other wall and see if that goes straight through like it should. Okay, for those of you paying attention, I didn't energize nothing yet because this red one has a split back here, right? So I got me a little run of electrical tape that I'll be using to wrap it. Come back here to where it's not split at. I'll kind of straighten this all up a little bit better. Let's use our wrap one straight. Okay. And get nice wrapped and tight. So you don't want that copper touch anything else because eventually, yes, it's going to be hot. And have a singlet going through, a little stretch, wrap, and the only problem with this is that, yeah, if I had red, I could use red. Otherwise, it might throw someone off that's not watching this video and or not good at this stuff. So they'll say, why is it marked? Why is it marked black? It's all tied up around my finger here. Like I said, I'm kind of pulling as I'm wrapping, so it kind of wraps tight. Okay, I think I am almost happy about this. Let's see, and this little cut. Alright, that there is safe now. Now then, get back to, I'm just doing a temporary one, so I'll do these 2 wires together here, and wire nut. Okay, that should do it for testing purposes. Okay, got the power back on. Red hooked up to the other one, to the hot black. So, a little tester on here, and this red one, and it's hot. Nothing else is. So now I know that that red from over yonder switch goes to this one here. That will be actually a traveler. So, on this right here, you got your COM, and your hot coming in, I might be wrong on this, but I doubt it, your hot coming in will go to this COM. Then I'll attach a red traveler here, and one of the other black one here, and then I'll probably have to figure out, I think one of these 2 over here, blacks, will be the one that goes to the light. And to figure that out, all I gotta do is do the same thing that I did over there. I'll shut the power off, take the nut off of the red that's on the other switch. I'll explain over here. Down the hallway I go. Alright, back to here. So now, we got the red here. Whoa. Alright. Hot here to that red. Taped off for safety. Netted off here. So, turn the power off, I'll take this off, and I'll hook another... I'll hook the black to there. This black to that black, and turn it back on. And test it again. So, back at what's going to be switch 1 here. You see we got the hot here to the black. Now we'll check switch 2's location. Okay, at switch 2's location here, we'll test away again. Making sure we got a negative on the ground. I'm going to try this bottom black. And this top one. Okay. So that tells me this black down here goes to the light. I didn't have to undo the light. So these two are travelers. And that's going to be the common. Time to shut the power back off. You're hooked up. We got a traveler on this side, a traveler on the other side. And so basically, traveler here, which is the red and the one black, and then the power coming in went down to the common. Now on the other one, this here should be done. Just need to zip back to the wall. On the other side, I will do the red on this side, the black traveler on this side, and the other black that goes to the light down here on the common. Common? Com. This is gonna be a com. All right, let me go over that. Okay, so here we go. Power's all off. Right, nothing hot there. And we're on the other switch. So first thing I always like to do is you got this ground hanging out here, right? Usually the green nut is for grounding. Bolt. And just go ahead and take this right here. And I just kind of, any part of it, wrap it around. Let's see if I have to feed it through maybe. You can do the tip of it, you can do a longer piece. Get in there, like so, and tighten it down. That's one thing that the other one didn't have. Some fixtures now seem to have grounds and some don't. Now they say 13 pounds per square inch torque on this. I torque it down pretty good. Okay, now we go back to the other one. If I rotate around, this right here is the common, and so this one here goes to there. Now all of them, I'll show you with, which one was that one? That was the red one. I'll show you the red one here. Basically, I don't like to do the little poke the hole in the back thing. I like to take some Chalix here, put a little skill behind this, and give it a curl in the direction that you thread it. Like that, just like a little, parts hook, right? Then I will bring it in here, like so, and tighten away, nice and snug, not ogre strength, you don't want to crack anything, but you also don't want your wire coming out. Let's see here. Alright, tight. Tight. Okay. No, that's good. And what I'll do now is the other traveler. I'm going to say here, you probably be able to see from there. So it's going to be the same way. I'm going to wire it up, parts hook, tighten it down, and then this other one, which actually goes to the light, or should go to the light, goes to the common. Right. So let me wire that away, and we'll get back to test it out. With everything tight on here, go ahead and put it back, make sure nothing's touching the contacts on there. Go ahead and put it back into the wall. And screw it in here. Let's just start top and then go down the bottom one. And this one here, guess what, folks? It's the newer one. So I should have a Phillips somewhere around. Trusty Phillips. Don't like slotted screws. Maybe even like a Torx better. Okay, so snug this on down. And as it gets closer to the wall, of course we'll center it in the gang box. Right. If you enjoy this video, find it interesting or even helpful, if you wouldn't mind, give it a thumbs up or comment. And you know what? I take both kind of comments. Creative ones, uncreative ones. If there's some other kind of a job you'd like to see me try to do, let me know about that in the comments below. And if you're just happy I didn't fry myself, whoa, add that too. Because you never know, right? Well, you do if you check things and double check it. Alright, and so this right here is almost done. To a point. The switches are now done. I will put the cover on this one here, and it'll be time to test to make sure it is correct. But since I kind of did an extra step here, as an undo the light fixture, I'll be using my tester again to see if that the lone black wire is hot. And chances are, I think since one of these three-way switches here is up, actually both of them are up in position right now, that's going to make the wire be hot. So I'll go ahead and flip one off, or one down, and test it out. In any case, keep children, pets, people away from the hot wires. Let people know what you're doing, and it should work out just fine. So that's off. Time to flip the switch back onto the breaker. Okay, so I have a ground up there once again, and I have a black wire hanging out. So negative on that, positive on the black wire, nothing. Now I'll flip the switch, try it again. There we go. That means it's hot. I'll go ahead and flip the switch that I just flipped off the other way. And now it's time to go back to the breaker, switch it off, and then we'll rewire this connection together. Remember, just because the light switch is off doesn't mean it's good enough to wire it necessarily. So, to the breaker I go. For probably the 50th time. Okay, power's all off again, so let's put this fixture back together. Now, this ain't too bad, but I like to make sure these loose wires are all twisted to make kind of a solid wire. And then I'll wrap this puppy around the hot, nice and tight like, and use this chintzy wire nut on it. Get it going to straight and crank it, crank it, crank it, crank it till I don't want to crank no more, just about. Then you give it all a little pull. This is how you do a connection if you really want to keep it. So, a little pull on that one, pull on this one, pull the nut, fine. So you push the ground in there. And this here, I believe the wires go in there like so. Push them in the fixture. And this here just, there's one little pokey thing that pokes through. This would have been an excellent time to, I don't know, replace the wall fixture if This one wanted, a newer, more modern design. Find my double-headed nut here. Okay, get that on there. Try to get it back in place where it belonged on the wall. And then, yeah, just thread this thing on there. Okay, so I got it on there some. Thread it down all the way. Nice and snug. Alright, that's good there. Like I said, a little bit of paint marring. And then let's put that on. We'll do a light bulb this time. Then we know that works. In here. Yeah, oh. Don't worry, I got a backup. So much for my light bulb there. And last but not least, this fine antique glass housing, which, let's see how this goes. 2 holes there, kind of floats out like so. And I think we got it in the right one. Seems to be going in. I like to get a little jiggle as I snug it down, make sure it's not all loose and stuff. Alright, so back to the breaker. Alright, now for the test. So, lights off, bulbs in, breakers on, flip the switch up here. If you can't tell now, there is a light there. I'll run down into the hallway, flip the switch again. Yeah, darkness. Again, light, darkness. Come back down here, light. Alright, so I hope that's pretty clear. Clear as mud, maybe. A little tricky to wire up, but hopefully this was a little bit of help. And, yeah. Like I said, any questions, comments, stick them down below. And, thanks for watching. I gotta go charge my batteries. Odd Job Doer, out.